next, I want to bring up Sandy Close. She is the director of ethnic media, something. Actually, we worked with her during the pandemic. We had a video contest to talk about the pandemic and how everybody would chip in. And there were two of those, one for general people and one for junior people. So it was very successful. We hope to work with all the other Asian ethnic groups, the Indians, the Filipino, the Vietnamese, and so on, to produce and have another video contest next year. So Sandy, could you tell us a little bit about
Sure.
your experience?
You know, watching the film, it was lived experience for me. I went to Berkeley in the mid-1963, 64. My husband was head of the Center for Chinese Studies at Berkeley. I got my journalism career started in Hong Kong during the war. The Far Eastern Economic Review, Sandy, I was 22, write about China's steel industry. Well, fortunately, studying at Berkeley, you knew how to write a report. I wasn't going to call it journalism, but it was an incredible introduction into the cultures of East Asia and then also South Asia. Watching the film, I remembered a dinner to honor the World Journal. Must have been close to 1998. And there was a guy sitting next to me whose name was Jerry Yang. And we didn't really know what is Yahoo. I wasn't sure. And he said, my mother would have not let me come home tonight if I hadn't come to speak to honor the World Journal, because every day she read the World Journal. And then, of course, came the story of Wen Ho Lee. And I want to say, organizing ethnic media as an association, as a collective voice for immigrant and communities of color, Wen Ho Lee would still be in prison if it wasn't for Chinese language media. They transcended the Taiwan Straits, the Tsingtao, the World Journal, China Press, KTSF, long before the San Jose Mercury News. And don't forget, it was the New York Times front page who labeled Wen Ho Lee a China spy. So it was Chinese language media that really paved the way for a coalition of ethnic media to stand up in defense of Wen Ho Lee. Now we look at China in America as public enemy number one, and don't think this is not serious. The two bipartisan bills before the debt ceiling, we hope, passed after Biden's election were both aimed at China. This gives me great worry as we enter 2024. And this makes this film not only important for inter-ethnic relations, but damn it all, this makes this film imperative that Americans understand we wouldn't have a Silicon Valley without Chinese and also without Asian Indians. The majority of entrepreneurs who contributed to the spirit, and I remember meeting Winston Chen. His wife was my roommate at Berkeley, Fu Mei Chang, a controversial name, but still a close friend of mine. This film becomes the first. The next maybe will be Asian Indians. Asian is a generic term coming from Richard Nixon and the census. But this is a film that could be the springboard for the enormous contributions our Philippine news is here to document today of all East, South, and Southeast Asians. So I just think this is terrific, and Diana's too modest. As a journalist, you know when you videotape somebody and they light up the screen, they are truly a great communicator, because they can do what few of us can do, hold the attention of an audience, especially on a screen. Diana does that beautifully. Anyway, it's an honor to be here, and Godspeed this important film.